45 seconds left in the penalty, a minute and 27 seconds left in regulation time. Boston 4, Montreal 3. Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to Lafleur. Oh!
Over on one side of the room is an actual seat from the Montreal Forum, and I remember when the Montreal Forum closed, and a few lucky people were able to get their hands on these, and there it is. You can sit in it. It's autographed. It's seat 11. It's amazing. Tell me about this seat.
To me, this is the crown jewel of the room. It's actually, not one of the red seats that was the expensive ones. It's not terribly valuable. I just think it's so cool to have this unique piece of hockey history sitting in my room.
Capitaine du Canadien, leader incontesté de l'équipe, élu au temple de la renommée en 1961, la plus grande légende de l'histoire du hockey, le numéro 9, Maurice Rocket Richard.
Living on the West Coast, it hasn't been easy or economical to travel outside of games outside of Vancouver. But in the early 90s, I was lucky enough to do one epic road trip with a buddy. We saw games in 4 of the historic original 6 arenas, right? And it was a 10-day trip and saw 8 different rinks. But the trip included games in Madison Square Garden, which I don't know if you've ever seen a game there, but it's got to be on your bucket list. And then before these rinks closed, the Chicago Stadium, Maple Leaf Gardens, the Montreal Forum, and they're all hallowed grounds.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I made another trip a few years later, this time with my girlfriend, and I took her to the Rocket Richard Museum, and we watched Roche Carrier's
the sweater.
The sweater. We all wore number 9. She thought that was just hilarious, right? We bought his book before we even had kids. Anyway, naturally, we went to a Habs game, and when we visited the team store, they were selling a few of the remaining chairs from the Montreal Forum. They'd closed the Forum a couple years earlier. And it was more money than I thought I should spend, but like the devil on my shoulder, my girlfriend convinced me that I could not return home without buying one of these historic seats. Right? And I thought, I love this girl. I gotta marry her. And I did. Anyway, she actually was the one who originally encouraged me to display and dedicate a room in our home to the interesting things that I've collected and saved from childhood.
But you're a Canucks fan. What was the Habs connection?
Oh, I know. I hated the Habs, right? Because, back then, before doubleheaders, Hockey Night in Canada, they always played the Leafs. Yeah. They always played the Habs, right? Only the Canucks would make it on TV if they played one of those two teams, right? And, of course, my first 4 years...
And how come Montreal had home games every Saturday night?
Yeah, and
for
Toronto,
50 years.
even now, it's like when they visit Vancouver this year, it's going to be at 4 o'clock West Coast time.
Yeah.
That's our West Coast inferiority complex. So.
But now the chair didn't come fully autographed, did it? When you bought it?
The first guy that came to town was Guy Lafleur. So he came out to the West Coast.
Right.
And I dragged the chair to the mall. And I got him to sign it. I showed him my painting. It was the Flower rookie card. And Guy laughed. He thought I had made him look like Tintin. And so his nose is quite shiny in the painting, right? Yeah, Guy laughed about that, and then he took a canvas print back to Montreal to hang in his restaurant.
Nice.
So similarly, I met Steve Shutt out west at a Legends event.
He wasn't hanging out with Guy Lafleur like 2 feet away from him, was he?
No, I guess he was tired of hanging out right next to him his entire career or something. So. He signed the seat and a rookie card painting that I had done of him.
Who else you got on there?
There is Yvon Cornway, the Roadrunner.
Right.
He actually was bugging me that I dragged it to, I think it was Boston Pizza, where local Boston Pizza. The Big M, Frank Mahovlich.
Nice.
Cool, very classy guy. And
I liked him better as a Leaf, though.
Yeah, he is a Leaf. but an incredible presence about him. And I regret that I missed Henri Richard when he was out west. It's such an honor to have had the late, great Jean Béliveau add his signature to the central conversation piece in the room.
You're a real Dryden guy. You're a goalie. And you like Kent Dryden. There's no Dryden.
First of all, he doesn't like signing. He doesn't like signing things because, you know, he knows that a lot of the dealers are just going to resell it on eBay, and that's not what he's about. He has signed one of my cards that I have on my mask wall, and maybe one day I'll get him to. I'll meet him and get him
here in the
signed.
room. Watch a game with him.
Maybe only do it if he would sit for a full doubleheader.
Yeah.
Takes the shot. Dryden has it. The game is